Madam, Chapatulo, MTN press conference canal, Dayago Natali. Siwai Nakutanya way, which is an Ajazu, which is Namudani Dati, Suya Play, Yuma, Dayago Natali, Mujina. The morning in Asaya, Tenangantiza, Africa Nangantanmachi, Anasayana, Pijaka Ederna, Sanezima Bokunya, Alabu, like Les Watches on the Posatachi, Arabia Valley. Chicken system, Samaya and Abuga, and assistant is a some Yabi, Mapu, Denga, Mata Nasubi Mata. Chicken Kanama, Africa Nanga, Johannesburg New Machi, I did. Balu saya mobile setway musamu ini MTN ini, Myanmar mobile setway musamu lese syakate bisa yang ane kate de jauh yang aku MTN mobile setway musamu yang jauh ni mesti payment ni dah sini web yang nak cuci pakai, termasuk kena sistemnya aku jenis apa mesin, kena sistem, kena sahaja jauh jenis, kena sistem ni mana yang ada saya ni dengan ciri, kalau Afrika dengan dan macam apa yang terproses dengan kerjaan, kena sistem tahu MTN Group ye, country representative MTN executive Mr. Sarami Topobonga. MTN jauh mesti kerjaan, kena sistem MTN Myanmar country representative Mr. Simpue Helena, jisu kerja kerjaan, kena sistem media naya media kena sistem. Kena sistem jumlah yang ada sistem nak sistem. Good morning and warm welcome to Miss and Her Excellencies, distinguished guests, business associates, press and media, ladies and gentlemen. We gathered here this morning on 20th May 2013 at the Grand Ballroom of the Texas Hotel for this MTN press conference. On behalf of the organizer, I would like to extend my warmest welcome to His Excellency Wimye, Union Minister for Commerce, ministers from Yangon Region Division, Her Excellency Ms. Robina P. Mat, South African Ambassador to Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia and Thailand, and high-level officials from various ministries and departments, and also members of the press and media, including management of Myanmar media houses and each and everyone present here today. A warm welcome to you all, Mingalawa. MTN is a global mobile operator with headquarters in Johannesburg, South Africa. MTN is bidding for a mobile license in Myanmar, and the press event is an opportunity for MTN to communicate its track record and bold plans for Myanmar. MTN Africa Nangan Johannesburg Myanmar, Chisai, the Kuala Saya mobile operator Chipio, Myanmar Nangama mobile license gender, when you're shitting a company to Bali. Jigini Jimbare Kanama, MTN in through Nanga, common in the Maijami, Myanmar Nanga Dread, living at our Yisway, Tuja common as Sisinago, Jigni Kanama, Season in Sabama to Bali. Kana Cynthia. MTN press conference kana satin phulin jam jenya ap pare shin. Kana sisin he ya Myanmar nangan saya Thai nangan chi sai South Africa nangan tan amat ji kaနှစ်ခုဆက်စကားပြောကြားပေးမယ်စီစဉ်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။tan amat ji HE Miss Robina Marx က Thai nangan chi sai tan amat ji တူဖြစ်ပြီးတော့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံပါဝင် Thai Cambodia Laos နိုင်ငံများအတွက်တာဝန်ယူထားသူဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ UN ရဲ့ Asia နဲ့ Pacific ဒေသဆိုင်ရာစီးပွားရေးနဲ့လူမှုရေးကော်မရှင်ရဲ့အမြဲတမ်းလေ့လာသုံးသပ်သူတူလည်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ NGO ဖွဲ့စည်းများမှာလည်း researcher အနေနဲ့ဥစားမှုများပြုလုပ်ခဲ့သူဖြစ်တယ်လို့ University of Cape Town မှာ Africa Gender Institute မှာ visiting lecturer တူလည်းဖြစ်ပါတယ်။တာမကြီး HE Marx ကိုမဖိတ်ခေါ်ခင်မှာတောင်အာဖရိကနိုင်ငံအကြောင်းကိုရိုက်ကူးထားတဲ့ဗီဒီယိုကိုဥစွာပထမတင်ဆက်ပေးပါရှင်။တာမကြီးရဲ့မိန့်ခွန်းကိုလည်းမပုဂ္ဂိုလ်သိန်းကဘာသာပြန်ဆက်ပြီးမှဖြစ်တဲ့အကြောင်းကြိုတင်သိပေးအပ်ပါလိမ့်ရှင်။ Ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored to have the Union Minister for Commerce and also ministers from Yangon Region Division to be here with us today. And we are also very delighted to have Her Excellency Ms. Robina P. Marx, who is the South African Ambassador to Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar and Laos. She is also the permanent observer at the UN Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. She has held various positions in non-governmental organizations as a researcher, race and diversity consultant, and a visiting lecturer at the African Gender Institute of the University of Cape Town. In 2011, she accepted an invitation to become a diplomat and was appointed the ambassador. She took up her appointment in Bangkok in March 2012. Just before we invite Her Excellency to speak, I think it is most appropriate to present you all with a brief video on South Africa.
There is a land where the dawn first cast its glow on mankind's awakening. A land where deserts burst into bloom and mountains rake the sky. There is a land where the earth yields massive riches, both from soil above and deep below, and the sea sculpts endless beaches and craggy cliffs. There is a fledgling nation that turned the tide, that set out on a journey of hope and possibility, and turned that hope into greatness, and that possibility into action. A nation that draws strength from its diversity, courage from its resilience, hope from its unconquerable spirit, and greatness from its ability to rise to any challenge, to overcome any obstacle, to realize any ambition. There is a nation on the move, driven by industry and enterprise, a powerhouse, already ranked with Brazil, Russia, India, and China as one of the leading developing nations in today's fast-changing global economy. A nation of innovators and entrepreneurs, of artists and visionaries, and poets and scientists and engineers, people who seek inspiration in the energies of change, and in so doing inspire the changes that can energize the world. There is a land built on the pillars of sustainability, Ubuntu, diversity, possibility, innovation, and creativity. A land of abundant riches, with a vibrant economy, and a unique spirit that strives for success in a brand new world. We are this nation. We are this land. We are South Africa.
We now have the pleasure to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Marks to address the distinguished audience.
Honorable Union Minister of Commerce Ube Myanmar, a friend of South Africa, a recent visitor to South Africa, and someone that we've always been able to rely on for his support. Ministers in the Yangon Division, Mr. Serami Talgopong, Chief Marketing Officer and member of the Executive Committee of MTN in South Africa, Mr. Simpiwe Tlebe, General Manager, International Business Development, Strategy, Mergers and Acquisitions of MTN South Africa, Chairperson of IGE, our trusted partner with MTN for this particular tender, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and in particular, Mr. Raymond Manzini, my first secretary in my embassy. We worked tirelessly to make this event a reality. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mingalaba, good morning. South Africa is known as the land of milk and honey. The reason for this is not just because of our excellent sunny climate and breathtaking natural beauty, but also because we are such an easy country and people to do business in and to do business with. Our financial market development and sophistication is also a source of exceptional, sophisticated professional services and financial expertise and is globally recognized. In fact, the 2011-2012 World Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Index displayed a high level of confidence in our financial market development, ranking us in 4th place globally on this measure. The regulation of our Johannesburg Stock Exchange was ranked #1 in the world, and we stand ready to share our experience with Myanmar. The strength of South Africa's auditing and reporting standards was also placed #1 in the world. Additionally, the World Economic Forum's index also placed South Africa as #2 for both the efficiency and the effectiveness of our banks. In fact, it takes less than 2 minutes to open a bank account in South Africa, as well, of course, as the effectiveness of our corporate boards. So when it comes to the ease of doing business with South Africa, we are world class. Let me also remind our esteemed audience here today that because of the soundness of our financial regulatory system, we were immune from the financial crisis that hit Europe. In fact, South Africa donated $2 billion to the International Monetary Fund to stave off a second global financial crisis. Furthermore, South Africa enjoys international recognition as a dedicated and committed player, and we are respected for our human rights record, our sound and fair labor practices, and our ethical conduct of business wherever we are located in the world. Likewise, of course, we are a full and equal member of BRICS and of IPSA, and as a country, we play a constructive role in global governance structures within organizations of the South, notably the African Union, which consists of 54 countries working towards full economic integration and a common market, and which we currently share. And so if Myanmar is interested in doing business with South Africa, it has to keep in mind that we also hold fairly powerful and influential positions, and we are, of course, an excellent distribution channel into the rest of Africa. We are also members of the G77 plus China, and we are members of the non-aligned movement. Of course, at the multilateral level, we have also served for 2 terms on the United Nations Security Council, and we are a valued member of the Human Rights Council. But let me also remind our honorable audience here this morning that South Africa is the only African country represented in the G20. The G20 has become an important institution on the reform of the financial and economic global governance architecture. We have always been at the forefront of promoting more inclusive formations and more equitable participation of emerging markets and developing economies in the world system and its decision-making structures. This belief stems from our core conviction that Africa has to be repositioned in the global system to assume its rightful and full place. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I hope that this short overview therefore reminds you that South Africa, as the largest and most significant economy in Africa, is also one of the 7 most fastest growing emerging markets in the world, and is indeed an excellent choice for trade and investment. Of course, we have a population of over 50 million people, and of course we have an economy that is worth approximately US $527 billion. Our per capita income level and purchasing power parity, I said, compares very well with the rest of the world. And so, as South African ambassador to Myanmar, I welcome the very bold and courageous step by MTN to enter the Myanmar market. I am confident that your tender for mobile license in partnership with IGD will be considered positively and favorably. You have always demonstrated a pioneering spirit, and you were always not scared to go where others ventured, fear to tread. Your business ventures are without prejudice. You are not deterred by instability, conflict, or insecurity. In fact, you see it as an opportunity. And in a political, stable, and economically poised for takeoff country such as Myanmar, we think that your considerable expertise will stand you in good stead as you do business in this country. Of course, MTN is represented in 22 African countries, including Liberia, Nigeria, Sudan, and South Sudan. It is also active in Iran, in Yemen, and in Afghanistan. The company has more than 164.5 million subscribers, more subscribers than many countries have citizens. It has a total revenue of $17 billion US, a market capitalization of $36 billion US, net cash of $1.5 billion US, capital expenditure of $2.5 billion, and it employs more than 26,000 workers, servicing a combined population of over 510 million people. So doing business in Myanmar will not be a problem in terms of its expertise and its legacy and its footprint. We have the experience and we are ready to do business with you. The company also has a very extensive network with a very sophisticated infrastructure and prides itself on being people-centered, efficient and effective with regards to service delivery. So MTN is one of our typical South African success stories with a very large footprint, with sound governance structures, and a good ethical and social responsibility practices that actively seek to form local partnerships for development. So for us, it's not just business as usual, it's also being responsive to helping to uplift local communities. Ladies and gentlemen, our diplomatic and political relations are cordial and friendly, even though it's only in its infancy. We, of course, were also isolated from the rest of the world because of apartheid, and like Myanmar, it's just starting to emerge and taking our full place and rightful place in the rest of the world. Our Minister for International Relations and Cooperation, Ms. Maitine Kwane Mashabane, was the first African foreign minister to pay a visit to your country and was very well received by a president and also by ministers. Recently, one of our most iconic figures in South Africa, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, also a Nobel Peace Laureate winner, paid a visit to your country. We envisage the signing of a memorandum of understanding between our respective foreign ministries to formally and finally formalize our bilateral political relations, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 months. South Africa expresses the hope that our political relations will be followed by extensive economic, trade and investment between our two countries. And by the way, I said to the minister, we need rice. And so he has to make sure that he comes up to us. But also particularly in the areas of construction, mining, agriculture, information technology and communication, science and research, safety and security, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it makes sound and good business sense to do business with South Africa and its company. South Africa is open for business. Myanmar is open for business. We have many things in common. It's time that we take hands and that we work together into a brighter future for mutual benefit of our two countries. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your wonderful speech. Please allow Mapubo to do a brief interpretation in Myanmar of Her Excellency's speech. Select your Damaji speech for Mapubo Ninga, a chin up Shibata Tessie by Badi.
The Master Boy for a day, a thousand different ones about it, Master Boy for a day. Don't let me ask you, she, who Africa, the Lori, who, if that is in the Buddha Lady, so let's on the Java. A look at Java, Africa, and I eat a down in the way. He said they can't get it because Africa, see why you look at me. The Lori is a bit of something. Now, okay, now we are done at the Lori, human rights at the Lori. Come on, there's something below something, and the photos you can get below it. Some years and years, so there's something to get on it. Now to move on, I think Africa, African Union Book, you live on some years, so there's something to get on it. And when I hear Mulu, Africa, and it's why you go on some way to go, you live, and as you live, you live on it. G20 solution through the African against Biole, Shisha Biole, Disha Bio, so this up, Sequentima, Ubio, Kampo, Bigone, G20, the Caterpillar Cross and the local company, she had a pound from the company to protect the company. A president in MTN, the Divine Sequentim, we are one of Oma, to survive, Eshima, MTN.နိုင်ငံပေါင်း30နိုင်ငံမှာစောင့်နေတယ် global operator ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့သူရဲ့ subscriber တွေရတယ်တန်ထောင်ရဲ့ချင်းရှိနေတဲ့အခါမှာမြန်မာနိုင်ငံလူကြီးတန်60လောက်ရှိတဲ့နိုင်ငံအတွက်ကိုကိစ္စမှာစိတ်ကူးစားမှုလို့ပြောထားပါတယ်။နောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီအတွက်လည်း MTN မှာ infrastructure တွေအပြည့်စုံလုပ်ပြီးပါပြီ။ MTN မှာဒေသခံဖွဲ့စည်းတဲ့ပေါင်းဆောင်တဲ့ဖွဲ့စည်းဖြစ်တယ်လို့လူကြီးပိုင်းဆိုင်ရာလည်း SCR လို့ခေါ်တဲ့ corporate social responsibility ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။နောက်ဒီတော့လူ့ဖွဲ့စည်းရေးအတွက်ကို MTN တက်တောင်းလို့ဆောင်ရွက်ပေးပြီးရှိပေါ်မှာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့် African နဲ့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံကိုတူညီမှုတွေများတဲ့နိုင်ငံတွေနဲ့ရှေ့လျှောက်ပြီးတော့လည်းတခြားကိစ္စရပ်တွေမှာလည်းတူညီပူးပေါင်းဆောင်ရွက်တာကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်။
Maru Kanas Sintanya, MTN Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Sarami Takobonga, Presentation Kilometers. Tomorrow, Mr. Takobonga, Mr. Bidinari. Mr. Takobonga is the MTN Chief Marketing Officer to Bari. Arimatanima, MTN Uganda Chief Operation Officer to Kebio, Arimatanima, TV operator, MNet Marketing Director to Tawantansa David to Bari, Ignace Sema, MTN နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့နောက်ခံသမိုင်းကြောင့် MTN မှာနိုင်ငံအလိုက်ဒေသအလိုက်နိုင်ငံတကာအလိုက် telecom player များအကြောင်းအရာများမြန်မာနိုင်ငံနဲ့ကန့်ညီတဲ့ MTN ရဲ့အတွေ့အကြုံများတာက MTN မှာ operator license ရရှိခဲ့မယ်ဆိုရင်မြန်မာပြည်သူပြည်သားများဘဝကိုမြင့်တင်ပြောင်းလဲပေးမယ့်စီစဉ်များနဲ့ MTN license လျှောက်ထားမှုနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အားသာချက်ထူးခြားချက်များကို PowerPoint presentation များ video စီစဉ်များမှအစဉ်စိတ်ဝင်စား23မှာဖြစ်ပါကြောင်းကြိုတင်သတင်းကောင်းအားအားပါရှင်လူကြီးမင်းများအနေနဲ့တိဆက်မှုများကိုအသေးစိတ်သိရှိလိုပါကကျမတို့ welcome back ထဲမှာရှိတယ်အဲ့ဒီ memory stick ထဲမှာအသေးစိတ်လေ့လာနိုင်ပါကြောင်းကြိုတင်သတင်းကောင်းပါအပ်ပါရှင် We would now like to introduce you to Mr. Sarami Takobong, MTN executive, who will later give us a wonderful presentation on MTN. Mr. Takobong is an experienced telecoms executive. He is currently the Chief Marketing Officer of MTN South Africa. Prior to this, he was the Chief Operations Officer of MTN Uganda. Before joining MTN, he was the Marketing Director at pay TV operator MNet. Before Mr. Takobong speaks, we would like to present you a corporate video on MTN. Please enjoy.
I'm a proud citizen.
I'm a proud citizen.
And I'm one of Ahora. Je suis une citoyenne fière.
I'm a proud citizen of a bold
Bold new world.
world where might doesn't make right,
where wealth
doesn't dictate wealth, where everyone has the rights and the power to change
their lives for good.
Where life doesn't get better by chance, but by change,
where workers and leaders
can connect and share.
and benefit from each other.
Through the great equalizer
Of digital technology.
We've welcomed nearly 200 million people.
From 21 countries into this world.
Tomorrow and the day after,
And the day after that,
we'll welcome many more.
I give $21 a year.
To communities who need a helping hand.
I help figure out how mobile phones
can pay bills.
how to help the farmers keep their livestock healthy.
Get people grooving to their favorite music.
Cheering for their favorite team.
I help turn small businesses into bigger ones.
And big businesses into better ones. I make my customers feel special.
I help give scholarships.
To thousands of learners,
So they can reach their full potential.
I'm finding new digital ways.
of bringing education to those who need it, because they are the future.
I'm part of a company that people really
Want to be a part of.
Because we are on a mission to make our customers' lives brighter. Brighter. To lead the way to this bold new digital world.
I'm a citizen of the new world.
I am a citizen of the new world.
I'm an agent of change.
I am an agent of change.
I'm an MTN.
I'm an MTN.
I am an MTN.
Your Excellency, the Union Minister of Commerce, Your Excellency, our Ambassador, Madam Marks, various ministers, regional ministers from Myanmar, our esteemed chairman of IAG, the executive there present, Mr. Raymond Manzini, Ambassador's Office, MTN colleagues and partners, members of the press. My name is Ahmed Okum, Chief Marketing Officer in South Africa, as they say in Myanmar, Myanmar. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to walk through, hopefully briefly, through our company and a profile of why we would like to be here. MTN, born in 1994, headquartered in Johannesburg, certainly the technological hub of Africa. As our ambassador has rightly pointed out, we operate in 22 countries, covering over 200 million subscribers. Our market cap of about $36 billion, annual revenues of about $18 billion. We are market leader in 70% of